Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Man. It has been a turbulent, and I mean that in the most honest way possible, in the most literal sense possible, a turbulent last 2 weeks.
We turned turbulent into turbulent.
We are back with
a whole lot of fucking gang shit. Gannon. Step back. Speaking of which, while we're on the subject, so Pat Summerall, NFL Hall of Famer,
legendary voiceover king,
voiceover god level, voice of EA Sports NFL Madden in the early days, back when it was just John Madden on the cover.
Man.
Hall of Famer, pro player, legendary sportscaster, voiceover god. He never got in Don Cannon's pockets about, his producer tag or his DJ tag.
Which is crazy, because most people who are listening to this who know Don Cannon don't even realize that that's Pat Summerall with the steps back.
Them the type of people I don't fuck with.
Like, that's the type of shit you don't like.
Like, for real, if your hip hop and your sports culture and if all your shit don't overlap, I don't even fuck with you. Like, you just a fucking headache to talk to.
Not headache.
Because everything I like about life, I have to explain in great detail for you to even know what the fuck I'm talking about.
This is a fact.
Not for you to understand and contribute to the conversation, just for you to know. I don't like people like that. I am in my ripe old young age. I am just getting to the point where I just say, you know what? Fuck it. I don't like being involved with people that I have to educate just to have a conversation with.
Okay, I'm with you.
Now it's different when you have someone who's just like, hey, I want to get to know. I'm doing my research. Give me some game. Versus, those barbershop conversations where it's a loud motherfucker who's an expert
on everything
and saying all the wrong shit
on everything.
Just wrong. Okay, I had a tweet not that long ago, made me think about this. When you misspell a word in all caps, that is the digital equivalent of loud and wrong.
In real life.
But those are the type of people I don't really like fucking with. Like, if your sneaker culture and your sports knowledge and your hip hop culture and just your overall, greatness as a person doesn't all overlap and make you dope, I don't have time. But since Pat Summerall nor his estate nor anybody else involved with the Pat Summerall Foundation saw fit to get off in Don Cannon's pockets, why is it that Greg Hamilton of WWE fame finds it necessary not only to threaten legal action, but actually kind of disrespect the art of Westside Gunn? Griselda fame, for those of you who are not fully into, independent hip hop, because calling them underground at this point is kind of a slight.
Call them independent is kind of a slight at this point too. I mean, considering what has been happening.
Ain't nobody else. I say independent because ain't nobody in their pocket. Nobody's in their pocket that they won't let in their pocket.
There you go. Okay. All right. I'll give you that. But so,
you know what them damn statements look like,
man. That's what them statements look like.
Yesterday's price is not today's price, and the price just went up.
Happy belated birthday, Ron Murray. You know what I'm saying?
Price just went up. Well, peep this. Let me.
First of all, who the hell is Greg Hamilton for the common folk?
He's a guy that works at WWE. I mean,
ring announcer.
I don't think he has any. He's a ring announcer. I mean, I don't think he has a more extensive job function than that. Like, I think he does some podcasting with Graves from time to time, if I'm not mistaken. To be honest, like, I know the name. The face is escaping me at the moment.
It doesn't even matter.
It don't. But check this out. Courtesy of hotnewhiphop.com. Shout out to Aaron A. This article was published on October the 24th, year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
I say year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
20 and 21.
Amen.
All right. Says WWE announcer Greg Hamilton said he wants Westside Gunn to cough up $20,000 for using his voice without permission. That's the title line. Before we even get into any explanation, he wants $20,000.
Continue, please.
Westside Gunn has never been shy about his love for the WWE and wrestling. Griselda frequently makes references to the WWE in their music, while Westside Gunn even has a project titled Fourth Rope. That's practically an homage to wrestling fans. Unfortunately, his fandom might lead him to some sort of legal battle after WWE announcer Greg Hamilton took issue with his voice being sampled on Gunn's projects. Hamilton hit the gram. Oh, Jesus. He hit the gram.
I hate articles like this.
Hey, look,
I hate
man,
them. Continue.
Everybody has their own writing style, but when I read that, I just thought, okay, he's got a coke nail. Hamilton hit the gram where he called out Westside Gunn for sampling his voice without authorization, claiming that he would be taking the Griselda leader to court. He said he would be enlisting WWE lawyers to sue him unless he offered an apology. So your voice really don't cost shit. You don't want him to take it off. You don't want him to re-release it without it. You just want an apology. To quote a whole lot of people on Facebook that I see, shout out to Los and his questions of the day. Every time I see
Space Los coast to coast,
somebody in there always uses this phrase. Space Los coast to coast. Somebody always uses this phrase. Boy, fuck you. Boy, fuck you. But here's the quote from I'm assuming this is his Instagram post. Well, at Westside Gunn, and then at Buffalo Kids Gallery. Let's hope that since you stole, in all caps, my voice for your incoherent kindergarten fables.
Oh my.
That you saved up enough delivering for DoorDash because you are, and then this redacted. So I would assume you're a fucked. You'll be paying me for years. ... So it's not even ellipses, it's a ellipses with an extra period. Apologize and I'll think about not collecting every dime for the rest of your life. Or I can just get WWE lawyers. That's okay too. Settle with my lawyer and don't ever use my voice again. So wrong.
We can go over a mixtape of rappers and announcers that have gone hand in hand over songs.
Oh, what you got though? There's more.
Hold on, but before I even like end it, I'm going to say this. I probably won't because now I'm snitching, according to Greg Hamilton. But continue.
Unfortunately, that wasn't the extent of his rant. While he has removed the post, so you Twitter fingers and then I hate people like that. I swear I do. If you say it, stand on it. But he removed the post and continued to insinuate that Westside Gunn was somehow broke and looking for a come up. I don't think he knows where Westside Gunn
Let me tell you something.
from.
Let me tell you something. In true boy fuck you fashion,
that's the next trigger.
If Greg Hamilton bothered to take a look at Westside Gunn in Fort Worth for Hell in a Cell, he would know all Westside Gunn would have to do is pick a filling out of his teeth and he could pay his Greg Hamilton's salary for a year. Imagine what happens if he sold one of his chains on the open market.
Like, wasn't he sitting next to 2 Chainz at SummerSlam?
Let me also say this on top of him sitting next to the 2 Chainz at SummerSlam, which by the way, was in Las Vegas, which by the way is one of the many homes of what's 2 Chainz show on Vice? Most expensivest.
Like, look,
it ain't might be the brokest. It's most expensivest.
Big Tony of Looking Like It Records is not out here flogging. Now, look, I know a lot of rappers personally. I am one of them. I talk to a lot of them, and I know them from different levels, whether it's local underground, mid-major underground, full-fledged superstar.
Responsibly speaking, and I'm speaking on behalf of all of the ones that we have in common, the one thing that we're not collectively or individually is broke.
That part. Now, there are a lot of rappers that wear, I won't say fake jewelry, but less than authentic. Like the moissanite diamond is a real thing in rap, in the rap community. They're not amongst that group of people.
It still has, like,
for those that don't know, the moissanite diamond in hip hop jewelry is kind of akin to the dummy roll when you're a dope boy.
It still has, whatever you're referring to, fake or not, it still has value, which means money, which means not broke.
The manipulation of precious metals.
I mean, and he says DoorDashing as if it's an insult. You know, the AOL "you got mail" guy is a Uber driver in Seattle. Call him broke if you want to. I would akin that to being bored. Like,
right. That's like, I want income, but I don't want to be on anybody's clock,
man.
But I'm gonna finish what this article says, and then I'm gonna give you personal weigh in about what this all means. So, looking for a come up in the comment section. He later stated that he was going to aim to take Westside Gunn to court for 20 to 30K. I don't know where this idea of I'm going to break you or I'm going to take money from you for the rest of your life amounts to 30K.
Sadly, this goes back to,
they're getting booked now. Westside Gunn by himself with no other members of Griselda could come here and play a club with 100 people and get that.
I don't know what Greg Hamilton's tie to or lack thereof is to the hip hop community, but I'm thinking back to when Master P was sued, or maybe it was Priority Records, and the judge ruled that this was like 1996 era, and the judge ruled that any piece of a song used without permission is thereby considered a sample, and it is punishable up to the monetary damages from the plaintiff. You know, claimed by the plaintiff or the claimant for that matter. So I don't know if that has any related tie-in, but if it does, I understand where he's coming from. However, we're talking about a fuck it out.
There's also the right of first refusal and cease and desist.
Jim Ross, Action Bronson. Gordon Soley, Action Bronson.
Suave Burgundy, Chris Jericho.
Suave Burgundy, Michael Hayes.
Did I get Michael Hayes too?
An incredible victory.
Oh yeah.
We won't even go into the main piece of that one.
Right, that part.
Killer Mike, Rusty Jukes, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on and on and on. What up, Dougie Fresh?
Technically speaking, the woo should be trademarked, so Pusha T would fall under that too.
Man, talk about it.
Who hasn't wooed? If you rap and got bars, who hasn't wooed on a record?
Rest in peace, Sean Price. He has the most notorious underlying woo ever. He'd be like, woo, you can't.
Like, I'm just saying, like, okay, but yeah. So he wants 20, 30K.
And for you young bucks, we won't even talk about Migos. Like, that goes without saying.
Yeah. But I mean, they paid for the Flair drip.
Literally.
They paid for that. Oh, Macho Man Randy Savage, Don Tripp.
Man. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Like, I mean, we can go on for days, but
you think you better than motherfucking Randy Savage? Greg? Boy, fuck you. I just like saying that. I don't even care about him like that. I just like saying it. But here's another quote that he put out. Apparently he made another post later on.
Why?
And to channel his inner carrying cross, tick tock. The longer this goes, the longer I have in court. You ready to settle, or do you want to dance with WWE lawyers? It's a slam dunk. Price goes up by the day. This almost comes off like a work.
That's not even worthy. Like, so okay. I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. I was just touting the triumphant marketing of one Bad Bunny over the course of the last more so year and a half. He has maximized in the pandemic. And if this is indeed a possible work, what better way to have a precursor to talks for a major WWE event than to show up at its first post-pandemic, while we're still in the pandemic, pay-per-view with the crowd in Fort Worth, Texas, ringside in full regalia, while we're talking about the biggest WrestleMania ever coming up in about 5 months.
The only thing about that would have been you'd have had to jump off with all of this shit that you're doing back before Money in the Bank. That way, when Money in the Bank came around and you saw him in full regalia, ringside, you could work an angle where you actually come out like you're about to confront him and you get restrained by WWE officials.
And now,
if you're gonna book the shit, book the shit.
And you have the option to create the biggest heel ring announcer in the history of this business.
He said what he said again about, he's basically going to sick WWE's lawyers on West Side Gun. And the internet roasted his ass, as,
why not?
Tends to happen on Twitter. I mean, yeah, Twitter's not a real place, as we've heard from Dave Chappelle, but shit goes on.
And how many people, like, are we going to have more people back a wrestling announcer or have more people back a rapper who is fabled?
I mean, you're talking about him. He's not saying shit about you.
I'll do you one better. To add to your work theory, which a lot of times we usually go back and forth. Like we can come up with some very intelligent, amusing banter going back and forth regarding a work and what's real, right? Or work on a shoot, if you will.
Factual.
The one thing
we'll do it again in this episode.
The one thing we're about to do it right now. The one thing you haven't heard through all of this is Greg Hamilton's real name. That's the one thing that's synonymous with a lawsuit is a real name.
Because it ain't been filed. You would rather settle. You'd rather scare him into giving you 20 grand.
Clarence's real name is Greg Hudson.
Jeez.
And you haven't even seen Hudson anywhere. Like if we want to keep it a buck and do our research, let's do the damn thing.
Clarence has really good parents.
And a real good marriage.
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. It's just like, I guess if you can pump fake and scare somebody into giving you money, like, how is it that you feel like this guy who is a recording artist, a professional recording artist, not just a recording artist at the crib, a professional one with a professional resume, contracts and paperwork, how would you figure he's never dealt with lawyers before?
We're talking about, I'm talking about songs I've had in my hard drive for at least 10 years. And this is the Griselda Buffalo era, not even the Griselda Shady era. Like,
I just be wanting to know where people get they vibe from.
And then if you really want to go into the depths of shit, I don't know. Do you know the history of West Side Gun? Like his mama was that dude. His mama was that dude in them streets. Let me say that again.
That's as gender fluid of a statement as it gets.
His mama was that dude in them streets. Come on, man.
Because we're about inclusion here. We're all about inclusion.
Come on, man. Like, I don't need to go to Buffalo to believe that shit. Buffalo might have 200,000 people.
I'm under the impression that this was played really the wrong way. Because if young Gregory had just played along with it, like if you'd have played up to it, you could have got 20 grand off of him for that. Say, if you said you were going to do the video to whatever song it was, do the video, I'm pretty sure you're going to get 10 just for that.
And how do you one better? Howard Finkel, Gary Michael Capetta, JoJo Offerman. What's my girl? Puerto Rican favorite. Come on now, you know what I'm talking about. Lady, sings the national anthem.
Lillian Garcia.
Thank you. Oh Jesus, Lillian Garcia. Did I say Tony Chimmel already? Tony Chimmel, no. If I didn't. Justin Roberts. There's your mixtape of fashionable household names when it comes to ring announcer. Greg Hamilton, boy, fuck you.
I wouldn't say I've never seen Greg Hamilton be a ring announcer. I've seen him do commentary. And then, like I say, I want to believe he's the guy on After the Bell. On those occasions, I do listen to that podcast with Corey Graves. It's just the energy that comes with these statements says I was never in a position to think about working out an amicable solution. I was trying to style on this person. I was trying to show my ass because I don't fuck with this type of music or these type of people.
Don't you ever besmirch the names of Corey Graves and Michael Cole again, or even for that matter, Pat McAfee. Greg Hamilton ain't sitting on the fucking stick. That motherfucker's holding that shit and he's announcing where you're from, and you might announce how much you weigh and then give him some bullshit ass name that we got to deal with. That's the extent of his dealings on television.
I do not remember the dude ever standing in the ring announcing anybody to come anywhere.
And he doesn't. He does it from the box. Pause.
Well,
yeah, I'm minimizing. We standing on this side of the fence, bitch.
Oh, wait a minute. I have seen this dude before. First of all, let me apologize. This is not the guy on After the Bell.
You're right. Okay.
Now that I see a picture, this dude has spent a lot of time in NXT, but he has a history. SmackDown announcer Greg Hamilton apologizes following disparaging remarks of Leo Rush. This is 5 months ago.
What can we since we're giving him all this time because he's getting more than 15 minutes, you might as well go ahead and tell us what he said about good old Leo. Shouts out Leo Rush. We fucked with Leo before, during, and after, by the way.
I feel like I want to find a better source on this. And in January of this year, he apologized for his performance on WWE SmackDown. Reveals his fiance has COVID. Oh, he's one of those. We wasted too much time on this dude. What's the other dude? What's the other cat? The referee?
Fuck that dude.
Yeah, boy, fuck you. It's gonna be a boy fuck you mixtape in a minute.
You might have to change the artwork, but the artwork's too good for this.
Nah. We gonna paint enough of a picture. Now that I've read, you have two different. Literally, if you Google his name, the first two fucking
Drake Wirtz, by the way.
Yeah, that guy.
Drake Worse. Call him Worse.
Yeah, the first 2 or 3 articles, besides the one that's about him trying to sue West Side Gun, is him in some shit. It's him apologizing for insulting Lio Rush and then apologizing for his performance on SmackDown. Like, you doing a lot of fucking apologizing for somebody who's supposed to be a professional.
No. You're doing a lot of apologizing for someone that's demanding an apology.
Well, then there's that.
Bitch ass.
So yeah, that's enough of that. I think we've wasted enough time on this. I don't even feel there's no conclusion to come to. You do what you want to do, but
there's a conclusion. We've
this
said
ain't no work.
We said it a few times. It keeps on going. Boy, fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah, this is not a work. This is a shoot, and it's a shoot by a specific type of individual, and we ain't got no time for them.
Oh man.
Moving forward.
So how is it that in the time that we haven't recorded that Charlotte Flair went from ridiculed for showing up to now being must-see TV?
Look, we've been on this show for a very long time, 137 episodes.
And counting.
And for a very long time, we have been telling you exactly what we thought. And just so happened, it all came to fruition, and everything we thought
was the exact opposite.
No, I feel like we were channeled the spirit of Dennis Green.
Oof.
former NFL head coach of the Minnesota Vikings and Arizona Cardinals, to name a few. She is who we thought she was. The question is whether or not you're upset about it. Which, I mean,
I'm actually a fan now. I hate to say that. Like, is it because we're so engulfed in the wrestling culture that we love the bad guy?
Yeah, and then we're an anti-establishment organization as it is. So seeing anybody buck the system, even if it is in the most obnoxious way possible, shit, why not? I want to see how you deal with this problem. This is what we were saying that Roman could have possibly happened with Roman when he went home and said, "Fuck you, my health is more important than your WrestleMania main event." Yeah, boy, fuck you, my health is more important than your WrestleMania main event. And we were like, how's this gonna work out? Because you ain't gonna cut him. He's too big. And you ain't gonna stall him out because he'll just go work Hollywood with his cousin. Same thing with Charlotte Flair. It's like, what you gonna do? You gonna send me home? Fuck you. Boy, fuck you. Send me home if you want to. Because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to sit home, kick my feet up. I'm going to be at every AEW show backstage until my contract expires. And when it does, you can kiss my entire ass because me and Tony Khan finna count this money.
For those of you under a rock, let me kind of land the plane for you, proverbially speaking. On Friday, the 22nd of October, on that edition of SmackDown, we had one Charlotte Flair in the ring with Becky Lynch. As we all know, Charlotte was drafted to SmackDown as the Raw Women's Champion. Becky Lynch was drafted to Raw as the SmackDown Women's Champion. As we've seen from previous years' drafts where champions were on different brands drafted to the opposite brand, there must be a belt exchange. And
to add something to that, Charlotte was apparently requested by Fox.
So we're getting to that. Now, what you don't realize is, for a statistician standpoints, this now counts as a new title reign. Because it does. If you go back and look anywhere that counts title reigns, this will be considered and new.
This is trash.
It is.
That shit should be stricken from the record. I ain't about that life at all.
It should be a parlay. It should not be a new reign. It should be a parlay. But I digress.
And then WWE decided yet again, after you had 3 weeks after the draft to figure out a solution.
Oh, no. See, synergy. Charlotte had the solution. The same solution that millions of fans around the world had.
I'm going to lay down for Bianca.
Let Bianca take the belt to Saudi Arabia and do her thug thizzle as the SmackDown Women's Champion on Raw. WWE Creative had better plans against Charlotte's better judgment. Your winner on Monday Night Raw going into Saudi Arabia and still SmackDown Women's Champion on Monday Night Raw.
Raw Women's Champion on SmackDown.
So, I'm sorry. Raw Women's Champion on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair.
So Charlotte's call was to say, I want to work with Bianca. I want to put her over.
She deserves it.
She deserves it. So all things that we've been saying on this show, which leads me to believe, hey, the on-screen Charlotte and off-screen Charlotte, two different people. Which I'm cool with that.
I'm totally cool with that. So we get to SmackDown on Friday.
Right.
We have Sonya Deville and Scrap Iron up in the ring being the officials for a belt exchange. If you saw the replay on FS1, you did not see this. If you saw the live version, you definitely saw this and probably didn't pay attention to the levels of this.
If you DVR'd it, you saw it. Okay. Personal confession moment. I didn't see it live, but I DVR'd it. Because I wasn't looking at the screen. I was looking at my phone. I saw the reaction.
You know full well I didn't
heard
see
the reaction
live.
Online. Yeah.
I was traveling. I just happened to be like, in the bed, going through, perusing. Oh, here we go. Whoa.
but on the cool, for all the hype I heard about it, when I go back to watch it, it was like, it looked benign. But then WWE in classic fashion doesn't really know how to navigate the waters of a controversial situation. So your first reaction is to just cut it out. By cutting it out of the show, you gave it more life.
And of course, once it hits the internet, it lives forever. And Charlotte was asked to relinquish her belt. Becky tried to snatch the belt. Meanwhile, the crowd is screaming, Becky 2 belts. They're chanting it. Sonya Deville does her due diligence.
2 belts.
Sonya Deville does her due diligence and demands that Becky backs the hell up and give up her belt so they can do the even exchange, so that way Becky doesn't have 2 belts at once and become a 2-time champion for even a few seconds. Becky, being big time Bex, takes the belt off around her waist, and to exchange it does not give her belt to Sonya Deville, but in turn throws it at waist level to Charlotte's waist. Charlotte, out of reflex, catches it and just says, fuck it, and lets it hit the ground, just drops it. Let's go of it. The throw was more disrespectful to me than her dropping the belt. Her dropping the belt was symbolic of how disrespectful the throw was. Meanwhile, backstage, Charlotte decides to have the liberties that we talk about taken out on Becky Lynch off camera. We don't know the science behind this, but Andrade during AEW Rampage tweets out "F-U WWE." Then the story hits, and then more stories hit, as in no one wants to work with her, she's isolated herself. And do I see Greg Hamilton's bitch ass on TV as we watching Monday Night Slaw?
All I see is big time Bex.
Okay, so we might be in different lanes right now in terms of our viewing.
Yeah, I might have a delay.
We're literally recording this while Monday Night Raw is on, and we're watching this on the delay.
Very much removed, because I'm also checking my fantasy scores. I'm out here balling. I need that money. Shout out to TT from Set It Off. But so apparently the vibe is, Charlotte's difficult to work with. Charlotte takes liberties. She protects herself entirely too much as far as politically. Now, these are all things that we've said just from watching from afar. We hadn't asked anybody in particular. No one's given us any inside info. It's just us watching TV and some of this shit, you can sort of tell the difference between when shit gets real and when shit's just really worked well. The slapping around of Kairi Sane. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's not a work. The damn near fist fight with Nia Jax.
Especially seeing what Nia did.
You feel me? Because that's the first thing we said. That's not a work. Charlotte picked the right one.
If Nia had a crown, she would be called Queen Clapback.
You know what I'm saying? So, there's an article, and we'll figure out which one we want to quote, but it goes on to say that, Charlotte, basically doesn't handle taking losses well, and she's been basically on WWE creative and executives' asses about how she's presented, which I completely understand. but WWE Creative can't come up with anything other than making her, air quotes, the queen. Basically, the only thing we know how to do with a Flair is make her like the other Flair.
The upper echelon, the top of the food chain, which incidentally has caused her to cannibalize an entire division across 3 brands.
Exactly. You snuffed out Rhea Ripley with this logic. You tried to snuff out Becky, but she was just too motherfucking. She was
savvy.
Shit.
Yeah,
she had a girl. She was on girl fuck you time. Straight up.
That was bish. Bish fuck you. That's what that was.
I don't feel at liberty to say such things. I mean,
I said bish.
Bish.
Yeah, bish.
We are in PC times and people are out here air quotes getting canceled, but Twitter's not a real place.
Shouts out to our other podcasts.
Right. So that's the vibe on Charlotte, and apparently like Becky's being touted as a hero because of air quotes standing up to her and XYZ. And I think people in that are missing the play that Charlotte is just like, what the fuck you gonna do? Fire me?
Which
to be honest, she is channeling Richard Flair.
Here's the
fire me. I'm already fired. Fire me. I'm already
abuse fired. Of power. You're an ass.
Yeah, straight up. 98 Flair is in the building.
Man, and here's what's even crazier. When you do things like this backstage and it makes it to the public light, especially when people are endangered and or injured, and we don't know that anyone was injured, but we do know multiple people were endangered. Well, that's what happens with backstage brawls. Common sense.
I don't even think they came to blows.
Common sense would say, you think it was just a bunch of bickering?
Yeah, I think they just argued. From what I read and what I gathered, they argued for a minute. I want to say somebody might have stepped in between them. She walked, and then Charlotte left the building.
Smart Money says,
and went straight to fucking Orlando.
Smart Money says, based on corporate politics and environment, and also past wrestling lore, whether work or shoot, a fine and or suspension comes with this. But you can't do that if Fox wanted you and got you, because the minimum suspension for something like this won't be 30 days. It would be 60 days. That takes you to the top.
You don't have the stones.
That takes you to the top of the year. You mean to tell me
you don't have the stones to suspend her for 2 weeks, let alone 2 months?
You mean to tell me you're going to take one of your prized possessions that you helped spend $2.05 billion to see on a weekly basis, won't get a chance to see the light of day for 8 to 9 weeks?
Kiss my entire ass. She gonna be the first thing that comes out on SmackDown on Friday. Fuck around and believe the bullshit if you want to. If Fox say she's supposed to be there, guaranteed she gonna be there because you ain't got no wiggle room. And now you have fed that monster enough steam, piss, and vinegar to where now you don't have a choice about what you do with her. She has to be there. She has to be on top. And essentially what she says goes.
Your ratings are down. You're claiming there's no competition, but you're on the fly booking additional time on sister networks for the parent company that paid you this $2.05 billion.
Nah, I kind of feel like that had to be like one of those, oh man, I know your order took longer than you wanted, so we're going to give you a free drink. That's what the extra 30 minutes was. Like, okay, we're going to preempt you for baseball, but we'll give you an extra 30 minutes.
You honestly think that overrun without commercials was not a direct blow for Bryan Danielson versus Minoru Suzuki that was running head up with that last 30 minutes with your tribal chief in tow?
Of course it was.
Not only,
but it's FS1. Like, how much did the commercials over there cost?
Well, that's very true. But also, have you acknowledged your tribal chief today?
I have.
Acknowledged. There we go.
Bianca out here sliding Becky. Continue.
You're ahead of me. You see Charlotte coming out on Friday. I also see Charlotte coming out on Friday.
She ain't getting suspended for what?
The best thing anybody can do is not mention this again. Somehow, some way, WWE's gonna fuck that part up.
You know what? Really, they completely all the way 100% fucked up. This could have been avoided, and I'm gonna tell you how. Watch this broken pencil knowledge and this logic.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that,
okay. For a nominal fee,
soon to be
a phenomenal fee, I will slice off some of this broken pencil knowledge and put it on your plate.
And do so like this.
Plop. So, both Becky and Charlotte had been caught in promos saying winner take all.
Man,
you want something that's gonna cause buzz. You can't really pick a winner in this situation. You have no idea about how this might work out. Winner take all at Survivor Series. That's what you're pushing towards anyway. That's the next pay-per-view. And if you leave things the way they are right now, that's going to be one of your matches anyway.
And for the last 6 years, what has Survivor Series been?
Brand versus brand. Champion versus champion. To which Charlotte alluded to anyway. She was like, okay, we can either do winner take all tonight, or, I'll see you at Survivor Series. Why not? Just you could have collected both belts. Don't exchange. Take both belts. I'm gonna hold these for you.
I almost want to place a side bet that whenever the time comes for Bianca to get her title reign, which will be a unified title reign, that it comes at the expense of Charlotte helping her get the title, and it will not be gone over well with the front office.
They missed a golden opportunity. If you were to unify these women's championships and make one women's champion that goes back and forth across both brands, wouldn't that make the most sense? Wouldn't that be something that would not only boost ratings but cause some scuttlebutt? Pause. Like, wouldn't you be interested to see that?
Here's something. Sounds logical, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? I mean, damn. Now maybe you don't do that in the men's division just yet. That might be something you put that rabbit in your hat for WrestleMania, just in case you can't get Big Oos. Then you can have a unification match as the main event of night 2. But again, I don't get paid by these people, these hip hop hating individuals. I don't get Triple H, and not the one we like,
man.
But in real life, like, what part of that seems like a bad idea?
None of it. Absolutely none of it.
Now you're on the verge of all-out fist fight happening at Survivor Series that you can't control.
And then you also have the possibility, and God forbid I say this, the possibility of having your women's division draw ratings on a weekly basis. What a concept!
The women's evolution. Wow. Where have we heard that before?
What did it start in Dallas?
Where is Stephanie with all this?
Where's Lita?
If she's in the building, she's in catering, but she's probably at the house rolling up.
Man, oh boy.
Just like the lack of logic baffles me at times, because you created a powder keg situation and exacerbated a situation, made it 10 times worse when the solution was right in front of you. And now you're going to have to drive down that same road anyway. Like, you drove ahead, laid out the spike strips, drove back for some shit you forgot, and then decided, oh, I'm going to go this way again. And forgot you laid out spike strips. So come Survivor Series, you got a problem. Because I don't think you're beating Charlotte anytime soon. Not for the championship, anyway. And I know you're not beating Big Time Bex.
And for the record, I've never seen Triple H change 4 flat tires.
No, we have seen him change 4 flat tires. Remember the last Crown Jewel before this one?
Actually, I don't.
You may not remember Crown Jewel, but you remember Friday Night SmackDown.
This is
when
fact.
NXT, when Adam Cole saved the day. That man saved a whole episode of SmackDown, and you still let his contract expire.
A month later.
Bro, that dude had 7 of the most incredible days possible for a superstar. You wrestled Daniel Bryan on Friday. Who was the champion at the time? Was it Seth?
Nah, last year Crown Jewel was your tribal chief.
No. We are not talking about Crown Jewel. I'm talking about when they got stuck on the ground.
Was that
no talent left behind?
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about.
I would think that was 2 years ago. But yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's 19.
That's what we had that played.
Exactly. And matter of fact, our cover art for the episode was the late great John Huber.
Yes, indeed. Rest in peace, Brody Lee.
Because they all got left on the fucking tarmac. And you didn't have a plane ride from hell incident with that, but they were stuck. And that flight takes damn near a day.
Man, oh boy.
But just it's so much stupidity. It's just so much that it doesn't make sense. You had it right there in your hand. You could have done winner take all, one women's champion across brands. You can't pick the winner. You can't look at a Charlotte and Becky match and pick the winner. You can't do it. There's too many different things at play. Both of them should be politically strong because of their ability to perform on television. Charlotte has everything that she has to call shots. Same for Becky. So how do you pick a winner? Who's laying down for who? This is You know what this is? This is Brett versus Shawn in literal woman form.
I actually said that to you, that Charlotte is she's the new age Bret Hart, because in all of this she's being made out to look like she's taking herself too seriously. She's now, if you can count this exchange of titles, 13-time women's champion, should I say. And no one is coming close to her. Literally the best there is, was, or ever will be, because no one's ever going to beat that record unless they hot shot belts on and off of her.
I kind of feel like Charlotte's the HBK of this situation, because now she's a flight risk. You see how many different levels are involved with this? Like,
But if she air scribbles AEW, then she's back to being Brett again, and she's a lot closer to doing that than Becky is.
Which, why you bullshitting? That was mentioned too, that she might have done that.
Oh,
I don't know if that was like some tongue-in-cheek bullshit or that was like some shit she really did. I'm more inclined to believe it's some bullshit, because that would have been the lead,
and not just the lead. That
would have buried everything else.
That would have broke wrestling internet for at least for at least a day.
It'd have been fuck the argument, fuck walking out on Vince McMahon, fuck leaving the building and going straight to where Andrade is.
That's the ultimate, boy. Fuck you.
Well, you do that time remaining on your contract. Like, I dare you to do something.
Oh man,
I dare you.
All this goodness that we've missed. We really hope hope that you all have enjoyed this time without us, and even more so, we really hope that you're enjoying the fact that we back, bitch, because we here for you.
It's a lot going on, and ain't nobody trying to do nothing about it.
Now, there was some New Japan shit that popped off too.
Shibata back,
man. I usually don't put up that much emphasis on my mains, but man,
yeah. I mean, when you come back from a cracked skull,
and
when you leaking brain fluid, yeah,
that's serious. And more shouts out Lance Archer, get well soon. Jeez. Whew. take your moonsault seriously, people. That's all I'm going to say about that. Lance Archer, get well soon. We don't want anything bad happen to the gang. But Shibata,
and that's one of ours.
No doubt. Shibata messed around and hit a triple double.
T-Bar's back.
So, he came back for a UWF
T-Bar versus
rules.
Damian Priest.
Oh, stop.
No.
I know you're being serious.
Just don't say T-Bar. We'll go back to what we used to call him. Donovan Diehard.
Is he back? Is Dominic Diehard?
No, it's still T-Bar.
Nah.
He still got the Demolition Retro paint on his face. It's still T-Bar. But what I'm saying is Dijakovic versus Damian Priest.
Versus Punishment Martinez.
That part. Screw the gimmicks. The two people in the ring can work.
Dijak versus Martinez is what we have in the ring right now.
Oh, not Donovan. Is it Dominic?
Dominic.
What was it?
Dominic Diehard.
Yeah, Dominic. I done gave him a whole nother one.
But
so you know what? When he leaves and goes to Impact, he can be Donovan Diehard.
So
you're welcome.
So on I guess it was like last Thursday, on our side of the world, Shibata came back, wrestled Zack Sabre Jr. in a 5-minute UWF rules match, which is an exhibition ending in a draw. He spoke to the crowd, and a little bit afterwards basically said he's back in the ring. So good on him. We also have the winner of the G1, who is
Triple O G1.
Man,
oh no, that's ours. That's ours.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they don't get the Triple O G1. They got the G1. And we have Okada winning the G1 again, much to the chagrin of numerous New Japan Wrestling fans.
I felt like Gato had been listening to us and knew that Jeff Cobb needed to run roughshod through his block.
Oh man.
Cause dead ass, until the final, Jeff Cobb was undefeated. Cobb had run roughshod
through the whole
fucking block. Bruh. It was right there. So it was right there.
Well, so what do we see for G1? Do we actually see Okada come with the and didn't Okada bring the belt back?
Like, look, the gram's so crazy. I follow New Japan. I ain't seen a New Japan post on my timeline in months.
Yep, Okada brings the belt back.
That's how crazy it is. Like the shadow banning that goes on. Oh, he brought back the OG belt?
Yeah, Okada brought back the OG belt. He said he was going to do it, and he kept his word, and he brought back the retired belt.
Out bad as fuck.
And so that's a shout out to Ibushi. You know, so I don't know what we're going to see.
Young Coda.
Is Okada going to challenge the IWGP champion with the butterfly belt at G1 at Wrestle Kingdom? I don't know. Wrestle Kingdom remains to be seen how it pans out.
The Cody Rhodes Invitational belt,
man. Oh man, and I don't know. It's
kicking the shit out of each other.
It's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out. Also, while we were out, Corey Graves, Carmella get engaged. Congratulations to those two.
Congrats.
Yeah, we'll keep it at that.
The guy on After the Bell is Tom. My apologies to Tom Phillips.
I like Tom Phillips as an announcer. That is
my sincerest apologies to Tom Phillips. I like that guy too. My goodness.
Yeah, please don't ever mistake Jackass for Tom Phillips, or vice versa for that matter.
Yeah, Greg Hamilton is like Jeremy Borash on like heavy carbs. If Jeremy Borash from like 2006 ever started heavy carb loading, he would be Greg Hamilton.
Man, what else we got for this one, man? We want to keep him waiting for the next one, or we got some more we want to go ahead and send down the pike.
I mean, we got to celebrate the new king, though.
Oh, hold on, man. There's only
to do it.
There's only one way we
got
do that.
To do it.
We have to do it the right way.
Got to have it.
Shouts out to King Xavier Woods, PhD.
But he got a master's in king shit.
New Day is now in the argument for greatest faction ever.
True.
It is
Two a former WWE champion, a current WWE champion, and a King of the Ring. 10 tag team title reigns.
Actually 11.
The first ever.
If you count
11?
if you count the exchange.
I'm not counting fucking exchanges. You want to count an exchange, then count the exchange rate from US dollars to euros. Count the exchange rate from US dollars to Bitcoin. I'm not counting fucking exchanges on USA or Fox. That shit's for the birds, fam. Boy, fuck you.
Whoa.
Not you, but the idea of exchanges.
Oh, okay. All right.
mean?
That makes it sound better. All right. I appreciate that.
You exchange a shirt that's a size too big.
Man,
you exchange a pair of shoes that are a little too snug.
We've always wanted for Big E to get his own singles run, especially after his factions with Dolph Ziggler and CM Punk. Like he was just like he was just
Dolph.
He was just hired muscle, and then he came into his own on SmackDown amidst injury and adversity through bad booking, in my opinion, and was able to become the WWE champion. And now here we are with Xavier Woods bringing luster and life back to a fabled title in King of the Ring. Like Macho Man Randy Savage, Harley Race, Haku, like who give me some more. Steve Austin. Like he's in the names, like he's with the names of greats. I mean, Baron Corbin, sure he won a tournament, but
I mean, Corbin did what he could with it. I mean, the King of the Ring stopped mattering probably Lesnar. Lesnar might have been the last one of significance because Regal got his reign cut short due to a substance abuse suspension. King Barrett never really got all of what he was supposed to get.
Man,
to be
so
honest,
sad. So sad.
King Barrett was just an extension of Bad News Barrett. Who was the other one? Like Corbin.
Bret Hart
did what he could.
Bret Hart.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody, from Lesnar back to the original, all those matter.
Oh yeah.
Everything
After
Lesnar, it's like AL and BL. So the first two were Bret Hart. Didn't he have the first? Well, the first two of the pay-per-view era. Let me say that because they go back to 1985 with I want to say Don Morocco.
Don Morocco was the first. Look at you.
I mean, I do what I can. But in the pay-per-view era, which started in 1993, is Bret Hart.
And mind you, Haku was he was a king, but not the King of the Ring. So let's say that.
They're all counting that as the same because Randy Savage was a King of the Ring. He was King Randy Savage. They didn't coin it into a marketable phrase that they had IP on.
Right.
That starts in 93.
Teddy DiBiase, Teddy DiBiase, Chico Santana,
Teddy DiBiase,
King Mabel.
Chico, what's up, bro?
King Mabel.
Yeah, that's 1995. So Bret Hart's the first, then it's Owen Hart. Successive years. I thought Bret had won it twice.
King Ken Bundy, aka Ken Shamrock.
That's 98.
That's
the game to play. As soon as you name them, I can tell you what year they won.
King Perk Angle.
2000.
Wow.
Yeah.
King Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
1997.
King Edge.
2001.
King Owen Hart.
1994.
Ooh, this boy's batting 1,000. Let's see. Let me see if I can get you one more. Just because you said it didn't matter. King Booker.
That's the other one that matters. What's that?
That's gonna be the hard one. Oh, look at you! Well, that's all right. That's correct. Yeah.
So okay, it's BB, AB, and BB.
Yeah, man. Right on, Suave. I like that in you.
Hey man, I'm outside. Pause. I'm outside with these motherfucking stats.
I hate you. I hate your guts.
Yeah, buddy.
Yo, we I think that's a good wrap for this one, man. We can go ahead and let the people, chomp at the bit, pause, because there's going to be more of this coming. We just dropping these like flies out the sky on your funk ass.
I like it.
Broken Pencil BC on all things social. Broken Pencil BC at gmail.com. That's at Broken Pencil BC on what?
Everything.
Senior Burgundy.
Yes.
Do what we do. Let's finish watching this Monday Night Slaw. We'll come back at him here in a few days with another one. And we'll talk that we do so well. In the meantime, take him to the house.
King Xavier Woods is not only the king you want, but the king you need.
And also acknowledge your tribal chief today.
And tomorrow.
Every
Pencil
day.
pushers.
Every day. All day. Year round.
All day, every day.
24/7.
Even on Sundays. Christmas.
Twice on Sundays.
Hanukkah. Kwanzaa.
Passover.
Pencil pushers. Heads up. Pencils down. Whole lot of fucking gang shit. We're gonna start ending every episode with that.
I mean, that's how it goes, man.
I'm not mad at it.
You can't be. It's part of the culture.
Facts.
Let me send a congratulatory celebration of life out to my cousin Ramona Starks, who passed away at the ripe old age of 89 years old. You know what I'm saying? She went out on her own terms. She was in a nursing home under hospice, and where per her dying orders was released to go back to home, where all of her family, shouts out to my Starks clan up in Minneapolis, proceeded to have a margarita party in her honor, in which she was able to swab down margaritas less than 3 hours before her timely demise. Rest in peace, Ramona. We love you. We'll hold it down in your honor. And when I say turbulent, bruh, I flew to Minneapolis on a moment's notice, and that plane ride was fucking hell. No.
Clarify. No dark side of the ring.
No dark side. Definitely no dark side. But I almost ended up 5.5 years in the future.
Yikes.
Yeah, the worst plane ride there I've ever had.
Better than 45 years in the past.
Man, there's also... But now we here. And in the last couple of weeks, we've seen a bunch of shit happen. We've already talked about the King of the Ring. We've already we've spoken on in passing. We've spoken on what's Bryan Danielson versus Minoru Suzuki in the I will slap the shit out of you for real match on AEW Rampage, not Dynamite, on Rampage. Boy, go out of your way to see that one. What else have we missed? Impact, Bound for Glory. Either way, all of this